Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate. If you haven't, take a quick sec and subscribe to the channel, like the video. We're putting out tons of content. You don't want to miss anything. And, Patrick, we're going to talk today about being a business owner.
That's amazing.
Yeah. We always talk about home ownership, or we talk about it a lot. And so today we want to talk about business ownership. And you might be watching and saying, hey, I've been thinking about buying my own business or getting involved and doing something for myself. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
And there's a lot of great opportunities out there. It's just knowing how to look at the opportunities
Yeah.
and if that fits like a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So we're actually, you might be wondering where we are, because this is obviously not our regular studio that we shoot from, but we are right now at Mill Bay Paint and Hardware in Mill Bay. And this is a business that I have listed for sale right now. And if you're, we'll put up some information, and there'll be some information in the comments as well. If you want to know about this business and how you can look at the opportunity and see if it makes sense for you. All that information will be there because, it's in a great location. It's beautiful up here up here in Mill Bay. And
Mill Bay Shopping Center here.
yeah, right
Yeah,
here in
just
Mill
off
Bay
the
Shopping
highway.
Center. The store's been here it's like a fixture of the community and the neighborhood, been here for 10 years and involved in the community and a lot of those things. So, yeah, and there's actually a video, I think, where we walk through the whole place, right?
Yeah, we do have a tour video that's up on the channel. I can
Yeah.
put that in the link in the description below, of course, and in the comments, so it's easy for you to find.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about one of the things I think right off the hop. Let's just understand what typically being a business owner is not.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So, being a business owner is not necessarily where you get to own a business and you don't have to do anything. You just have somebody else that does everything, and all you do is cash the checks.
I think there might be a misinterpretation of what people think passive income is and apply it to purchasing a business thinking they could be hands off on something.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
I think that's the right way to say it, because really, at a certain level, you may be able to be a little more hands off in the operation of a business, but in terms of being a small business owner, you're going to have to be involved, and in order for the business to succeed, it's going to require whoever owns it, whoever the driver is, to be driving the bus, right?
Not to say that there isn't potential to scale up where you become a little bit, I would say, you're not on the tools anymore,
Yeah,
but you're still involved.
yeah,
It doesn't exempt you from
yeah,
maybe not all of the day-to-day operations,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I just preface all of what we're going to talk about today with that we're talking about, purchasing a business that you're going to be involved in its growth and in its operation. And we understand that usually with small businesses, we start with working in the business, and we work at growing the business so that we can work on the business. And they
Right, as
work
opposed to
at just
not being working in the business all the time.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So with that being said, Mill Bay Paint and Hardware is a great example of where somebody that takes over this business, they're going to have a lucrative business of their own. They're going to have steady, well-paying job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
They got a built-in customer base.
Right.
If you're buying into an existing business, especially one that's been around for quite a while, that's
Yeah.
a fixture in the community.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, however, let's talk about the pros, okay? To me, the number one pro is you are the beneficiary of your effort, time, and creativity.
Right. You bear all the responsibility, including the success.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if we've probably all had jobs where we did a big project on for something, and that project benefits the company, benefits the organization, and that's wonderful. And maybe you get a bonus, or you get something for that, or maybe you get nothing for that. But the ultimate beneficiary of that effort, time, growth, et cetera, is the business,
Yes.
right? Or the business owner.
And that could be from starting from scratch or purchasing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the point is, when you're no longer the employee, you are now the business owner. You are the one who is the beneficiary of however it goes. Now, there's the other part of it is you mentioned the word responsibility. You are also the one responsible if things need to be changed or adjusted or whatever if something's not working.
Right. Because at the end of the day, there's probably a personal guarantee
Well,
on that financing to get that business.
yeah, or there's the lease space, there's all these things involved in the costs of the business and the operation and all of that. So, hey, are you ready to own your own business? Then have I got a deal for you. I know you've probably heard that before. Hey, it's BJ and I'm here in Mill Bay Paint and Hardware up here in Mill Bay. You can see I'm in the back storage room with all the paints and everything. Mill Bay Paint and Hardware is an authorized Benjamin Moore dealer, so that's why you see all these paints here. But we have this business on the market right now. It's a great opportunity for you if you're looking for a business to step into that's turnkey, that you can start working in and growing right away. Then you need to reach out to me. We've been here. This business has been here for over 10 years, is a staple of the community, and has a great reputation. Just looking for someone to take it to the next level. The seller is ready to retire. So guess what? If you're looking for a business, this is the one. Reach out and I'll get you everything you need to know about it. All of that. So, a friend of mine, he's got a couple of businesses, and I was talking to him yesterday, and he said, I had to, the other business is doing great, he said, but I had to put somebody else in kind of working on it so I could come back to this other business because it needs me to be here right now to get it back on its feet. Because he had stepped out of it and it just didn't work with the people that were there. So he needed to step back in and get that thing going again.
So there's a lot of skills that need to be had, or unless you can hire them out, but you could have the technical skill for that business that you're running if it's a service.
Sure.
And then you still have to need to manage people.
Yeah.
And then there's the accounting aspect of it all.
Sure. And
not that you have to do it directly, but you have to be able to understand those things.
Yeah, and we have, I think today it's so easy to outsource things, but also a great example would be like with accounting and stuff, where you don't. I don't do my own accounting. I don't even. I just pass my receipts to the bookkeeper, and they kind of do everything. And of course, I've got some structure of what I'm doing and where I'm spending and whatnot. But it's way easier now to track those things with software and different apps and things like that.
Yeah, that's amazing now.
Right. So. Okay, so that's number one, is you get to be the beneficiary, but you are also on the other side of it if something's not going the way that you think it should be going.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, number two is you are you get to be the creator.
Oh, it's your baby.
Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to have the creative ideas, if it's whether it's maybe it's social media that you want to take to the next level with some Instagram or TikTok or whatever that looks like, or maybe you want to get out in the community and do community events or sponsor community sports teams or whatever else. All of that is completely at your discretion.
And there's some amazing creative examples out there that people have done for businesses that I would think how do they even have a social media like window cleaning? And somehow these things get popular on, if it's TikTok or Instagram or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Where it starts to drive business to them.
Yeah, somebody comes up with a funny idea about some great, comedy piece or something and they put it on Instagram or TikTok, and next thing you know,
get some traction there.
Right. So I think that's a big one for me too. Is you get to be the one in creative control and have that available. Creative ideas, whatever you want, however you want to look at that. So, I think with all of these things, the flip side of all of these things is you're responsible if something doesn't go the way you think. If you picked a piece of media that you wanted to run or an ad campaign, and then you look at it and you're like, okay, well, that didn't really do anything, you can't point the finger at anybody else,
Yeah, exactly. It
right?
didn't work. You have to try again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you evaluate, you learn, and you grow, and you go from there. I think that the other thing to me is you can grow really any business, and you can grow it to where you're not the one who's got to do everything, right? I think of there's a so I
Oh,
grew up.
you're not necessarily in it by yourself.
Yeah,
I think I think there is a reality there that many business owners feel like they're by
yeah,
themselves. Yeah.
sure. There's a so I grew up in Edmonton. For those of you that are subscribers or watch the channel, you know that. There's a business I remember from when I was a kid, started in somebody's basement or something like that in the 70s, and now it's electrical company. Now it's a huge deal, right? They
Okay.
have,
Yeah.
they have the electricians, they have all these different departments, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it all started in somebody's basement,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying we have a huge potential for growth when it comes to being the business owner, the growth of the business.
Right. And we're not talking about like if it's like Apple or something like that, where or Microsoft is starting out as somebody's garage, but like I don't know. I know a CrossFit gym that started in their driveway. They operated out of their driveway for like 2 years, 3 years before they ended up leasing a space.
Yeah,
And, that's their dream, that's their passion. Not to say that you have to be necessarily passionate about the idea, but you have to have a skill set at least so you know
yeah,
what's going on there.
yeah. And I think the other thing is we also live in a world now where it's easier than ever to learn things, right? To get informed and be informed so that we can make informed decisions about stuff, educate ourselves about things. Like you might be looking, for example, if you look behind, and we have Millbay Paint and Hardware is also a Benjamin Moore paint dealer, and you can see the paint swatches behind us. And someone might say, "Well, I don't know anything about paint," but there's training available and things like that. Well, this is how we mix the paint. This is how you pick the colors. This is how you do these things. It's all learnable,
Yeah.
right? So yeah. So I think that's just it in a nutshell. To me, those are the big things. You have creative control. You are the ultimate beneficiary of your ideas and your hard work and your effort, and you can grow the business.
There's that potential if you have a vision on maybe it's a paint and hardware store or whatever it might be, and
Yeah.
you get to bring in your creative idea. And if you want to maybe not reinvent it, but change it or scale it up,
Yeah.
then that potential is there. I don't know about every business, but I think if you have a creative mind, it
Yeah.
can be there.
Well, and the one thing is, the other side of it is being a business owner isn't for everybody, right? There's some people who are going to be, they're happier going, to work Monday to Friday or whatever days of the week from a certain time to a certain time, and when they leave, they leave.
That's a good point because you know what? Sometimes I feel like I wish I could check out at 5 o'clock in the
Right.
afternoon
Sure.
because I've been self-employed for 20 years now. It's
Yeah.
not exactly like business ownership, but it's still a lot of the same things. All the responsibility falls on us as our own
Yeah.
self-employed business owner,
Yeah.
and there's something to be said there with not having that stress over a weekend, or you can book time off and
Yeah.
you can check out and not think about
Sure.
work.
Yeah.
I think it took me 10 years not to think about work
Yeah.
because I'd go on vacation, we'd go vacation. And back then I used to carry a briefcase around. I would bring all my files with me. We'd be in a wedding in Ontario, we go to Mexico for whatever. And I'm still guilty of taking my phone with me wherever I go. And I will answer the phone, I will answer emails, but at least I will leave my phone like at the hotel room.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I haven't cut the umbilical cord
Yeah.
completely.
Well,
But I think that's a part of the reality
Yeah.
of working for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
so it may not be for everybody, but it may be for you. And maybe you're watching and you're, put it in the comments. What do you think about business ownership? Are you looking, is that something that you would consider and why or why not? Yeah, I think that's, I'd like to know, right?
Yeah.
So,
Or would you prefer to stick as an employee, right?
yeah,
Maybe you used to own a business, or, you know, maybe it's maybe you're retired. You're looking
yeah,
for something to do.
yeah,
Take on a new challenge, right?
yeah. So,
So let us know.
yeah, so let us know that. Thank you for joining us today. Again, as I said, we are at Mill Bay Paint and Hardware. And if you want to find out about this, it's a great opportunity, really is. And I'm not saying that just because I'm selling it for the owner. I'm saying it because, when we looked at everything, it really is a great opportunity. So reach out to us about that. And if you haven't, please take a minute, subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time.